So yet again, Pokemon finds itself in hot water, according to Kotaku, of course. It's always Kotaku, and it's always when I'm on the toilet. Very fitting. When I'm on the toilet and I'm scrolling through Google, news articles on my phone, where I find the most ridiculous news to pop up, and this being one of them. I've calmed down since, but when I first saw it, Pokemon Anime Accused of Whitewashing, I was just kind of, what? That's a big statement, considering that it's only judging that statement based on one episode, one 6-minute episode of a very limited series of Pokemon. Uh, a series that is separate from the main animated series, is a different studio. So then we could assume that it's like a different set of styles. Pokemon has liberties where they can use different directors, use different animation studios to create very unique stuff, at least in terms of the separate content aside from the games and main line of anime series. So, you know, the accusations, according to Kotaku, are that in this particular episode of Twilight Wings of Pokemon Sword and Shield, B, right here, this is her kind of original um, game design, her color here. There she is. And this is the anime adaptation. Notice that she's a little. It's really hard to say. So when I look at the actual animated little clip, I can see that in the beginning of the episode, right here, where she's coming out of the cockpit or whatever the heck she's flying in, you can see that she still has a dark skin tone, and the lighting techniques in this episode is throughout. You could see that it's very intense light always coming through. So the chairman here is also pretty dark in the game and series, and as we can see here, he's pretty light complected because of the intense lighting. Like, this is really like radiant white here, and affecting his skin color. And then back to B here, when she's in the wild with this intense lighting, again her skin changes. Now, a lot of people don't buy that. A lot of people are just against the idea of lighting and effects really affecting the skin tones that much. And, it's really hard to. The way I see it, at least in terms of this episode, I do believe that the studio did take some liberties in perhaps lightening a bit, but I don't think that's a reflection on the company's morals and how they feel about races. It's more of a artistic choice, which I know a lot of people don't agree with or don't buy. Um, but I honestly just think it's like an aesthetic choice in terms of the lighting, because we could see like here, like in the darkness, she's retains her skin tone as reflected on the games, according to the games, where, okay, right here. So it's really, more than anything, I think the statements from Kotaku are just damaging to the company. They don't reflect facts, and that part is really annoying. That's really not professional, but that's Kotaku for you. Um, this isn't the first time this happened, too. Of course, with Nessa, the infamous Nessa controversy on Twitter. This was in the early 2019, the release of Pokemon. Well, this was the trailer for E3. They were announcing Pokemon Sword and Shield, and they introduced one of the characters, Nessa, which was really exciting. More dark-skinned characters. Nice. A lot of people were really excited, and they did some fan art. Here's examples of some of the fan art. And again, it's an artistic choice. It's not a reflection of what the artist's interpretation of what beauty is, or opinions on, what skin tone is superior. I mean, saying that stuff sounds ridiculous. It's really damaging. It's assuming things of a person, or for the Pokemon company example, assuming intentions of the company. And, that's just really damaging. And especially for an individual artist. This person got so many hate and backlash, and they're just trying to show their love and support of the Pokemon company and the game, and all they got was a bunch of hate, and probably had to like delete their Twitter or something. Man, I hate Twitter. Twitter. This type of controversy only exists on Twitter and trash sites like Kotaku, because when I bring about this type of news to family members, I was playing the TCG yesterday with a friend, and I brought this controversy up, the Sword and Shield, the skin tone for Babe or B, and he was like, "What?" Like, he wasn't aware of it, and honestly didn't seem to even care when I talked about it. It's just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna continue to play the card game. Um, so it just, at the end of the day, does it really matter? It just seems like an artistic choice to me. Um, and considering these characters don't reflect actual races. This is a fictional characters in fictional lands, and they reflect real life like regions, sure, but to say that they actually reflect actual races is a bit of a stretch, and to say that they're whitewashing their characters, I don't know why I have this up, is a bit of a stretch. I think I had this up because I wanted to show examples of people having various color pigments in their own skin, and kind of just people having the artistic choice of choosing, how to manipulate a art piece, because this show is an art piece. And that aside, and I think the reason why I was so just shocked and kind of like a little upset and disappointed that this article even came about was because the episode itself was really great. And they took such an emotional and such a like good, action packed and just well thought out episode, and they turned it on its head and made it into some stupid drama, um, taken away from what was really such a good episode. Like, I wish the actual animated series was like this episode. I mean, this girl is struggling with, like, inner turmoil from losing a battle, and she's pushing herself to the limits of trying to become stronger, but realizing that she needs to reel back and kind of just, she'll win eventually at her own pace type of thing. And it's statements like Kotaku and just random other people just saying hurtful, or not really hurtful, but just saying like these ludicrous, big, outlandish statements that kind of just ruin the reputation of people. Pokemon's gonna be okay no matter what. I'm sure that, I mean, throughout the history of Pokemon, I swear every year it's something different that they're facing. Like, they're being called racist, they're being called whatever. Messaging is wrong. Pokemon will withstand time. But it's the little people, and not little people, it's like the individual people that are just trying to show support, or, show their interpretation of artwork, and they are being demolished and crushed by the weight of people's opinions of them, and that's not cool. That is what really grinds my gears. But I don't know what else to say. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Pokemon is whitewashing? Do you think it's like an aesthetic thing? Do you think that lighting really affects skin colors? I think artistically speaking that it does, because you gotta go from one extreme to another if you want to present a certain theme, like color theme, in an art piece. In real life, you can't manipulate skin colors that much, but in art, you could do anything, and I think that that freedom is very important for an artist. So, I don't know, it's a very, like, weird topic, but I wanted to bring it up, wanted to talk about it, and yeah. So, comment below, let me know what you think, subscribe if you would like to see more of this type of stuff, and yeah, take care, guys.